Tricia A. Bigalow. So we remember, guess who's back again. Tricia A. Bigalow. So remember, Erika was talking about how Tom on his flip phone was, what was he doing? He was talking about, or he was texting other women, and there was a series of screenshots, or I guess photos of his flip phone that Erika posted on her Instagram shortly after, after she filed for divorce. She posted on her Instagram all of these photos of these messages with Tricia A. Bigalow, who's a judge here in California, and Tom Girardi. Well, in a new article for the LA Times, Tricia, via her lawyer, is now speaking out about Tom Girardi, their affair, and where she stands with him today. So her lawyer has now come out and said that, I'd like to call her Gigolo Bigalow. That's my nickname for her. That's what I called her in my Instagram reel where I broke all of this down. Her lawyer is claiming that all of the gifts that she received from Tom Girardi have since been returned to Tom Girardi, or returned to the trustee. Unclear of, I'm assuming she turned stuff over to the trustee. However, there is no actual list of items that she actually received or the value. She kind of just showed up with like a little backpack. Obviously this is hypothetical, I'm paraphrasing, but she essentially showed up with the bag and she's like, look, here's all the gifts that Tom Girardi gave me. Here you go, trustee. Leave me alone. I did my business. I'm good. But nobody knows exactly what Tom gave her over the years. That hasn't actually been fully tracked down or itemized. So it is possible that maybe she turned over some things, but maybe not everything. I don't know if she had, a pair of $750,000 diamond earrings, but it's definitely within the realm of possibility. But her lawyer is claiming she returned those gifts. Now, the LA Times did ask her attorney if she planned on, returning any sort of compensation for the alleged plastic surgery that Erika accused her of receiving. Erika claims she got a new butt. We also remember at the reunion, she talks about how she found messages between a mistress, and she texts back, nice tits, stupid bitch. So uncertain if Erika's clearly claiming that Tricia received a new butt, but it's uncertain if she also received a new pair of breasts or if those breasts were bought for somebody else. But I don't know how you return a butt. I don't know how you get a refund on a butt. I mean, if anything, I would assume she would just kind of compensate for the value of the butt that she got from Tom Girardi. But obviously, if she was able to afford it, I don't think she would have needed Tom to have actually purchased it. But she's claiming that she had no idea that any of the gifts were given to her or purchased with misappropriated funds. This is where it gets a little dicey, right? Because was all of Tom's money misappropriated funds? Not necessarily, because we do know that in these cases, he was entitled to a 40% commission and he was entitled to attorney's fees. We just now know that he was abusing those fees and not giving his clients all of their money. So technically, I'm not defending Tom Girardi. I'm just kind of laying out the case for you, but I know some of you guys hate when I give you facts, but technically there was a percentage that was entitled to him and his law firm. He just happened to be abusing that, and according to his former clients, not giving them all they felt they were entitled to. We also know that he didn't seem to be paying some of his lenders. He didn't seem to be paying some of his co-counsel. So everyone's saying that they didn't receive all of the money that they were entitled to. That's not to say that they didn't receive any money, because we do know he was making some payments, but it does seem like he was giving people the runaround. It does seem like there was a Ponzi scheme that he was running, and there were a lot of misappropriated client funds and commingling of the funds that is definitely not allowed, definitely illegal, and should have gotten him disbarred a long time ago. So Tricia A. Bigalow did step down last year in 2021. I would say, I guess, shortly after the news of the affair broke and Erika doxed her on Instagram. She claims that the affair lasted from 2012 to 2016, so they were seeing each other. It's unclear of what the nature of their relationship was, but we do know that according to the messages Erika revealed, Tricia A. Bigalow was making sure Tom was writing the checks to pay her plastic surgeon for her new butt. She, when asked by the LA Times about the plastic surgery procedures, her attorney said that medical procedures are private and confidential and that they're not going to address any questions about that. So maybe she returned a diamond necklace, or maybe she returned a pair of earrings, or maybe she returned, a pretty dress to the trustee to liquidate in some way. But it doesn't sound like she wants to return that badonkadonk. So Tricia A. Bigalow, your caboose is still in question. So now there are strict rules between exchanging gifts between judges and attorneys. Her attorney is claiming that she recused herself from any case that was involved with Girardi Keese, so she never oversaw that. So there was never a fiduciary responsibility that she didn't abide by. And on top of that, she says that she was allowed to receive gifts because there's a special stipulation, even though, attorneys aren't supposed to gift judges anything. They're claiming that you can if there's a romantic relationship and the two are actually dating, which in this case, Tom and Tricia sitting in a tree, Kissing. She, I guess, is now owning up to this relationship and willing to give an interview to the press to avoid any, issues with the California State Bar. Obviously, it's not allowed to receive gifts from any attorney, but she, I guess, had to out that they had a romantic relationship and define when that relationship lasted in order to say at least the gifts I received were kosher and I didn't break any laws. Ethical, moral, I don't know. That's up for the court of public opinion. Doesn't seem very kosher in my eyes. You can't just say, well, we had a romantic relationship. Is an affair really a romantic relationship? Like, are we really trying to paint an Eddie and Leanne Rimes type of love story right now? Because he was technically still married. So who knows how many other mistresses he's had. We do know that there were rumors of, sorry, I wasn't picking my nose. I was scratching underneath my nose. We do know that there was his travel agent that he was rumored to be having an affair with as well in more recent years. She was seen out with him a lot. She was also seen out with him most recently after he was checking into the assisted care facility. We saw them having lunch together in Pasadena. So who knows what's going on with her, but I assume at this point she might be kind of done and out of it. I wonder how many of his flip phone booty calls he's still trying to hit up, because we do know he calls Erika fairly often. And from what she's claimed, he's not all there. Like, he's not fully aware of what's going on. That happens when you ultimately develop Alzheimer's or dementia. So whether or not he's playing it up, whether or not it's continued to develop is all neither here nor there. But where we're at, guys. That's where we're at with it.